All right, CNT120, Chapter 2 Lab. For this lab, the online students and the on-campus students, the lab is going to look the same. Your files might say campus or online, but you're going to do the exact same tasks. So right now, I'm actually looking at the online class. We're going to scroll down here to the Do area. We're going to look for the lab direction page in the packet tracer file. So I'm going to open up the lab direction page, and I probably want to just download a copy of that as a PDF so I have it for reference. So download PDF here. That's going to go to my downloads folder. So I'll go over here to downloads. Here is my Chapter 2 lab. I'm going to open that up so I have that ready to go. The other thing I need here, we'll go to like the next slot here. This will do the packet tracer file, and the D2L doesn't understand the packet tracer file, so it's like, okay, do you want me to download? Yeah, just download that. Again, that's going to go to my downloads folder. Here it is right here. Oops. Here's my downloads folder, and this is the one I just downloaded here. I'm going to keep that handy. We'll need that for the first part of the lab. So I have my packet tracer file downloaded, and I also have my lab file downloaded. Okay, so real quickly, we have two parts to this lab. We're going to do one part of the lab, we're going to do cabling to our workstations. We're going to do that in packet tracer. I'm going to scroll down, and the second part of the lab, we're going to do a network diagram using a program called diagrams.net, and we'll make a network diagram like so, and then we'll submit those two files at the end of the lab. Okay, so first part, I have my direction page here. I do want to open my packet tracer, so I'm probably going to, it probably works best if you open packet tracer first, and again, you might need to plug your email and your password in the first time you're using this, so make sure you have that account handy. Make sure you click the little slide switch to keep me logged in. That'll help you out for not having to do this multiple times. Once I open packet tracer, I'll use a little folder here, and I'm going to, in my case, I'm going to go to the downloads folder and open the file that I just downloaded. This is this one right here. So I will open that guy, and now I have my network that I'm going to work with. Now, online people, this will look familiar. This looks like the lab we did for Chapter 1. On campus people, what we're seeing real quickly is here's kind of like a logical network map that's showing Harrisburg router switch and some workstations at Harrisburg, and then a Philadelphia router, Philadelphia switch, and some equipment at the Philadelphia site. So we're actually looking at two sites connected, between two cities, and what we're looking at is just the logical side of things. If we come up here to the physical side, physical tab, we literally see there's two cities that are connected together, and in each city is a building where these pieces of equipment are. So there's your real quick orientation of what we have here in packet tracer. Now, what we're going to end up doing is for each of these sites, you notice there's no connection between the PC and the switch. We're actually going to do the cabling that Chapter 2 talks about. We're going to do the horizontal cable link between the closet and the outlet out in the office area. We're then going to do the patch cable in the closet for that connection, and then we'll do the patch cable out by the user area, out where their desk would be. So we're going to do all three of those cabling pieces to get this laptop connected into the network, if you will. So to do that, we are going to go to the physical tab to do pretty much all of our connections. So I'm going to go to the physical tab. Here's my Harrisburg, here's my Philadelphia. I'm going to go to the Harrisburg city. In there should be like an office building. I'm going to go into the office building. I might need to scroll, and I might even need to use the plus or minus to zoom in or zoom out. Okay, so use what you need here to be able to see. There's the closet, and then here's the office that we're going to wire up. Here's the outlet box on the wall, and here's some workstations in that office. Those are what we're going to get connected up. And again, feel free to use the plus and minus to zoom in and out. Scroll as you need to see everything on the screen. All right, now that we're there, we are going to connect the outlet box in the office out to the patch panel in the closet. So to do that, we are literally going to do the horizontal cabling from this outlet to the closet. So we are going to connect, grab a straight through connection. So down here on the bottom where we have our little like tool palette, if you will, we're going to click the connection button. That's the lightning bolt. This gives us the different cables that we have to choose from to connect. We're going to pick the copper straight through, the solid black line. and I'm going to connect to the outlet box here and then drag it and connect to the closet over here. So I'm going to click on the outlet box and I'm going to click the option for punch down 1 because we're punching in the horizontal cabling on the outlet that's here. I'm going to drag that to the closet. I'm going to click on the closet. It brings an option and I'm going to go for the rack and I'm looking for the patch panel on the rack and I'm going to go to punch down 1. So outlet 1 is getting punched down to patch panel port 1 is what it amounts to. I'm going to repeat that for the other 3 connections here. Punch down 2 to the closet, rack, patch panel, punch down 2. I'm going to do the same thing with 3. Punch down 3, closet, rack, patch panel, punch down 3. And then I'm going to do the last one here. Punch down 4 to the closet, patch panel 4. There is my horizontal links from the office area back to the closet. So I now have the horizontal cabling, the blue line cabling done in this building. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I need to do the closet patch cable. I'm going to connect, let me scroll up here, I'm going to connect the patch panel that's in the closet to the switch with a patch cable. So I'm going to click on the wiring closet. Once I'm in the wiring closet, here is my equipment rack. Again, scroll and use your plus and minus to be able to see. I'm kind of scrolling so I can see. Here's my patch panel and switch. Also notice this is the Harrisburg router, so I have a little bit more equipment in here. I'm going to connect the patch panel ports here to the switch ports. So again, I'm going to use another straight through cable. This is an actual legit patch cable now. I'm going to go from jack 1, drag it down to switch port 1. And I'm going to repeat that for the next 3. And that way these are patched in. Those 4 office ports are being patched into the switch. All right, we are getting there. So now on my diagram here, we have the horizontal cabling done. Now we have the the closet patch cable done here. We have the closet patch cable done here. All right. Now, before I leave here, if I want to neaten this up, if I right click on top of the patch panel, I get an option for manage cables. And what that does is that bundles them, puts them away, Velcro ties and that sort of thing onto the side of the rack like you'd have in real life. So that neatens it up. All right, the last connection we need is the work area patch cable. The patch cable out by the computer and the outlet on the wall. So I'm going to navigate back. I'll use the back arrow up here. And that'll navigate me out to the building here. I'm going to connect the workstations to the outlets. So I'm going to zoom in so I can see a little bit better. Zoom and scroll here. There we go. Again, I'm going to do a straight through patch cable. And I'm going to go from the laptop NIC, that's the fast Ethernet 0, into, I'll just use jack 1. You'll notice I have a green line here and a link light with the green arrow, the green triangle, if you will, is indicating we have a successful link, which is good. I'm going to repeat that for the PC into the NIC and into jack 2. I now have a successful link here as well, and I'm even seeing a working link light there. Good. Now that I have that, I might want to, at this point, before I get too much further, take a minute. I might want to do a file save as on my packet tracer file and maybe rename this something like working or done. That way I know this might be the file, the working file. So I can now save my progress as I go. I can use the little save button up here. And that way I don't lose any progress. All right, before we're done at the Harrisburg side, we need to make sure things are working. So here I see a successful link, but I want to make sure it actually has a connection to the network. So I'm going to click on the Harrisburg laptop, and I'm going to open its desktop. So I'm going to open the Harrisburg laptop here. There it is. There's the physical view of it. I'm going to click on the desktop. So this is kind of the applications I have installed on the desktop of this guy. I'm going to go to the IP configuration option right here. And what I see right now is it's set for static IP addressing. Well, I'm going to set it for dynamic, so it hopefully picks up its IP address from a DHCP server. And it does. I see it fill in a 192.168.10 dot minus 51. Yours might be 52 or 53, and that's fine. That last number, these IP addresses are assigned dynamically from the server, so that last number might be different between your computer right now and mine. So it might be 52 or 53. That's A-OK. I'm going to now close that and open the web browser. So I'll close this utility here, and I'm going to open the web browser. I'm going to try to browse to the web server that's over at the Philadelphia site. Now, this is not, I'm not connected to the legit internet. I'm just going to browse through this simulated network that I have. So over at the Philadelphia side, www.cnt.org, there is a server over there programmed to respond to the web address of www.cnt.org. So I'll type that in, I'll hit the go button here, and I should get a little generic web page splash up of, hey, you've connected to this web server. Now, what this tells me is I've gotten an IP address from the DHCP server, and I'm able to browse to the web server at the other site, the Philadelphia site. So that tells me that all of the cabling, all the cabling connections I've done are correct and working. Yay! I'm going to do the same thing on the laptop that's here. Actually, I did the laptop first. So I'll now do the desktop here. There's our desktop. So we're going to do the same thing here. IP configuration, DHCP, it should pick up an IP. This might be 52 or 53. There we go. I'm going to close that. I'm going to go to the browser, and I'm going to browse to the web server that's over there. So www.cnt.org, and again, that's all made up. That's all simulated in this network, if you will. So now I know both of these are connected and functioning as they should. All right, I may want to do a little save up here before I go any further. And the next part of the lab, we're going to repeat all of this for the Philadelphia site. The next podcast, I'll come back and we'll do the whole Philadelphia site, and then we'll gather proof of everything working.